Good day, y'all. I make the $1 million.
Oh, oh my gosh, Corey takes a week back, comes back and quits.
I had to do it one time for the squad. One time for the squad.
It's too funny.
One of those shows.
Up, y'all? Welcome back. It is Monday yet again. And today is our Nerd On Update, the weekly show where we talk about the nerdy news that you and I love, and it also might be news to me, only me. My name is Josh, and we also answer questions from you, the audience.
This is Kaylin.
And your name is Corey. And with that, we got that out of the way. We don't introduce the host. We do a little chit chat. We catch up. This is actually, in a weird way, first time we've had like a 3-person update in a long time. There's been this kind of revolving door, kind of like that one season of Avatar where everyone goes on an adventure with Zuko, and then they all like get profoundly.
We've been doing our side plots.
I'll start us up. Today, my day started at 4 a.m. Had to do a crazy shoot, connecting people from different parts of not only our country, but even in London. And had to figure out those times, and it was really hard and crazy. But I'm here. We out here. We got some news to talk about. Returning of some things, and I also got to fill in Corey because he wasn't in the digital green room because I restricted his access to it because I was like, Corey's not part of the Nerd Nation, he's
there. It is.
No.
But
the great thing was,
but gosh, okay,
he sent Discord after me.
But the great thing was, Josh hosts the update when I'm not hosting the update. And he'll have to do sound checks. So we make sure our cameras are ready to go. He'll make sure our levels sound good. Obviously, his levels and the tech is never problems. It's not Tom's stream. You can tell it's not Tom's stream because it didn't have like 10 minutes of no audio, or there wasn't an echo and all this other stuff. Josh set it up because everything worked out just fine. But Josh was doing a sound check, and then he's like, all right, I'm going to need everyone to do their levels and talk and all that stuff. And then he was also in the Discord at the same time. So he's on this other app that he can record this thing on. I'm on there, but Corey's not in the Discord. So Corey can't answer. We got other people in the Discord, all you fine Nation members. And then he's like, Tom, let me have you talk. And I start talking. And then I come back in. And Josh is present on both. And then all of a sudden he says, Corey, can you hear you talk? And then bad reprint says, hey, yo, it's Corey from Japan.
From Brooklyn, Japan. What's up?
It was the best thing I had heard this entire week. And
what's great about that too is every time I open Twitch on my PC, for some reason I type Twitch, it autofills that link. And so every time I hit enter to open Twitch to get chat set up for our streams, I just hear, I'm from Brooklyn, Japan. So the fact that you just said that, I had just heard that 10 minutes prior. It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
Hey, I'm Joey from Brooklyn, Japan. If we can, I don't know, is that too long to happen as an audio clip? Then that could be one of our blurps.
Yeah.
That'd be fucking hilarious.
It can happen.
I think we can do whatever we want.
But that's all me catching up. How about y'all guys? What y'all been up? What was your week like? How's your week looking? How was your Monday?
Busy, man. I've been editing documentary thing that I got hired to work on, which is a lot of fun, and just dadding things up. One of our best friends got married last weekend, so that must be a hoot. It must be nice. And then just like getting up to some Magic stuff, just building some new decks, taking apart some old decks. I had a polymorph deck that was really fun, but I think it's going bye-bye. It's just not doing what I wanted it to do.
You had an egg deck like that too, right?
I had my Brea eggs.
No, not that one. The other lady who had eggs.
No, that was Neil.
Mm-hmm.
Neil had the egg lady. But I had a polymorph deck, Kaikar polymorph, and it was cool, but it just was, I felt like I didn't do much.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to build an R set instead and just be a total degenerate Magic player. and take
This is the Michelle Yeoh
her
set,
goal,
right?
Josh. Just so you know, her she's a creature that attacks, and it says exile the top 4 cards of your library. You can cast any non-creature spell from among them without paying its mana cost till the end of turn. And I have 15 extra turn spells in there and only 3 creatures. So I'm not hitting any, not really going to hit any creatures on that one. That's the goal. The goal is to just take extra turns and then be able to cast big old spells that cost like 9, 10, or 11 mana for free. There's one in there that's like take control of all creatures your opponents control and tap them. There's an extra combat phase. So, you know, just stuff like that.
Did you just like wake up and choose violence? You were
I chose violence. Yeah, I
you
did.
were like, can I have extra?
Can I have some violence at the magic table? Yeah. I went
I
like
have
hard.
expropriate, but I know not to use it.
It's going in. It's going in this
My
one.
Goodness.
This is the deck. This is the deck
Wow.
that I say I don't play often. Our buddy Chris was texting me. He's like, you should play it all the time. I was like, no, I'll play this only when people piss me off.
I mean, I would like to play it if I'm also playing a meme deck.
Yeah.
And I don't give a fuck. And then I could be like the Donald Trump AI. Another fucking turn.
Yeah, it's not the deck I bring to the table first. You know what I'm saying? It's the like, how dirty are we getting, guys, after game one? Like,
If somebody pisses off Corey and we see Corey go, okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
brings out like this like safe.
I have to enter a code. You see the like dry ice steam come up.
Do you want to take back that no, you're committing to that comment? Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah,
I
it'll be fun.
I mean, Josh, when your deck kind of gets in that power level and you want to come through, you could see some of the degenerate shit. Like it's to the point where like sometimes it's just not fun to play.
Yeah, I'm not
some
alone.
decks.
I'm not alone in this. I want to bring. I just want to throw that out
I'm
there.
not
In this
the
group,
only degenerate here, guys.
I'm not the guy that everyone's like, Greg.
Oh, no, but
Corey's
I'm not
here.
saying like again, it's not some of the degenerate stuff is not that it's not fun to play with. Some of them can be if you just have a weird if you don't
Yeah.
know what you're getting into. Versus our friend that we've been mentioning, Chris, his slaughter deck is just like, oh, I mill myself. And you're like, what the fuck? And it's like my commander gets +1/+1 for every land in there. It's like, the fuck?
Yeah,
And then it's like, and I was like, oh, turn 1, I hit you with 80 commander damage. Like, the fuck?
yeah.
Nothing,
It's nothing like that. She costs 6 to get out.
Yeah, so you
You
kill
know,
it immediately.
So I got to get her.
I
Well, she has
gotta
hex
pay.
proof. That's the fun part. She's hex proof.
So sacrifice it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
my Wylith deck.
Yeah. So hope I don't have any
My
counters.
Wylith deck is just sacrifice tribal.
Yeah. There you go. But
I
yeah,
still
that's
have
what
to
I've been
pay
up to.
to be a dick. God.
Yeah. It'll be fun.
Wow.
Goes off once, I'll be happy.
Wow.
Josh, how about you? What's been up to you in your life?
What has been going on? I don't know. To be honest, I'm unemployed right now. So I'm between gigs. I'm freelance, so I'm between gigs. So I've been playing a little, and by a little, I'm undershooting a lot of Destiny, and getting way into build crafting. Destiny has changed a lot in like, I haven't played it in like 4 years since like that one E3 that we went to. And then like Destiny was really huge.
Yeah.
And like, I played it then. And then, I took a long time off, and then a good friend of mine was like, oh man, I'm getting back into Destiny because the new expansion just came out. And I was like, okay, I'll have people to play with. And it's changed a lot in a positive way. I'm like, wow, okay. I don't feel so fucked when I'm when I'm farming and whatnot. And
I'm gonna do a
build
small
crafting.
dig. Just a small dig. I'm so sorry. Same way as Cyberpunk. Give any game 2 years. It'll settle itself out.
Unless you're Anthem. Unless you're the game Anthem.
Well, that's because
Which
they're
broke
also
my
the
fucking heart.
they're also the developers of that one bad game, right?
BioWare? Oh, Knights of the Old Republic?
The game that's never getting remade.
Never getting
Listen, you
remade.
give any game 10 years, it'll work itself out. No, so I've been doing that, helping Bonnie with her business. Yeah, just kind of facing the precipice of the unknown.
Fun
And-
employment, Josh.
Yeah, and I'm just getting stuff done around the house because when you're busy, you can't do all the stuff like, I should clean that. I can't right now. but I'll do it
Getting
later.
it all done.
So I'm getting it done. So got some yard work done and some cleaning and whatnot. So I'm starting my streams again tomorrow. Tomorrow night will be the first stream back.
What
So
you
I'm excited.
playing?
I'm gonna play some Destiny,
Okay.
but hopefully
For sure.
like maybe some like harder content. I know Mamba wants to join. Mamba, who's in the chat right now.
Corey caught the tail end of me playing Inside, which is a wonderful game.
That was wild.
I fucking love that game. That game's so bad. It's only 3 hours. Only is a 3 hour game. Very short.
Spanish.
Wow. But
You know, feel that happiness of completing a thing. You know, like you're like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, when you complete a
Feels
game,
good,
you're kinda
bro.
like, I did that. When I beat
Yeah.
Elden Ring, I was like, wow. Oh, I did that. Wow. Well, that's all me. That's all my update.
Should we get into the news?
Let's do it.
No, let's talk about ourselves. No, who's first?
Nami? I can go first. I don't care.
Okay,
I didn't
go
actually
ahead.
care. I said Nami because I panicked because I was like, did someone else want to go first?
Was I
I
that
don't-
guy? Oh,
was I
no.
the guy? That's why I was like, I immediately was like, Nami, not it. not it.
Corey, if you have figured out my ethos so far in my life on everything I do on the stream,
Yeah.
I never suggest I go first. I always open the door.
Oh, well, then you should go
for anyone
first.
else.
Yeah.
So my thing is, doesn't matter to me. Someone obviously always like, I want to be first. It's like, then fucking
So
be first.
a peek behind
I want Tom to be first.
Yeah. So a peek behind the veil. Before we started the show, we were asking who's going to go. And I opened the show last week. Corey did last week. And Tom was like, hey, Corey, you want to do it? Corey was like, I did the week before that. I mean, why don't you do it, Tom? Tom's like, no, I'm not. Tom, you do it. So we kind of pushed Tom into things. So Tom, you're first. You get to do your news first.
Doesn't always have to be about me, baby. My first bit of news. Welcome back, y'all. Y'all see the shirt? It's completely unintentional because Batman's a fascist. Breaking news, y'all. Shout out to George Lopez, DC Boy Supreme, talking about that new Blue Beetle trailer. Came out and it leaked
Sexy.
apparently.
Really?
And I know a lot of people out here are like, oh, let's not spoily. All I'm going to tell you, it came out. Good old Jamie Gunn posted like the official, and then Warner Brothers Entertainment, all the other fucking vendors posted it out too. Internet is both ways. A lot of people think it's cringe CW MCU shit, and some people are like, this is a movie that the DCEU should have had with like a Latino lead hero. And I don't pertain to ever give a shit about like what I think the war of who's right or who's wrong. All I'm going to say is like, I don't think if you don't like this movie or the way that the trailer looks, don't say it in Snyder's name and don't say it in James Gunn's name, because this movie was such a weird, just remember, everyone has to remember when it first got greenlit. It was originally an HBO Max movie. It was never going to go to theaters. It was just like, oh, there's a Birds of Prey movie. Okay, Shazam got a sequel. Okay, they're doing Blue Beetle on HBO Max. But why? Why not in theaters? And that with Batgirl. And you're like, what the fuck? Do we not go to the theaters anymore? What is happening? So the concept, the production, the inception, the conception of it all was never even made for a theatrical experience. So it's like a very interesting, like, it you know what it actually is? It is our generation's Hocus Pocus.
Oh, whoa.
Right? It was never meant to go to theaters. And it was made for channel TV. And then it's like, now it is. And I potentially am predicting that it will have maybe a similar cult following like Hocus Pocus, which is now a beloved but critically destroyed film. Because critics are like, I get paid to watch movies.
fucking
That
hate
means I really
Whimsy.
don't like movies.
Whimsy can suck it. Whimsy
Boys! They're talking about me. I'm the virgin.
I'm going to be
But,
happy? No.
So yeah, if you don't like it, you could like it. I'm not going to tell people to like it or not like it or anything like that. There's one thing I'll say. I'm the one thing I'm very interested in, because it looks like it doesn't shake hands with anybody. It doesn't look like it shakes hands
It's
with
its own thing.
with like the new James Gunn universe or like the Snyderverse stuff, or even like in that middling Hamada stuff where like it did but it didn't. Justice League was a thing, and so I'm like, that's what I'm most interested in. Also, I fucking really enjoy watching George Lopez as a performer on TV, and to see him with like a mullet and a giant Rasputin beard, I'm like, that's a look.
I didn't even realize that was him. And now I'm even more interested.
Shout out, I think Zacky Snacky definitely did it already, but like having Big Belly Burger in the universe, I'm a fan of. A lot of the film looks like it's like lifted from like Shang-Chi and like Venom, which I'm kind of like, okay. But that being said, all in all, I'm going to hold judgment until the movie comes out. One thing I'll say that's a kind of a spoiler, there is a nice little Final Fantasy reference for those gamer folk, and I think that's a pretty cool thing to just kind of allude that the Latino Hispanic culture align and see that video game culture. It's kind of like when you realize like Black culture is very close to like anime, and you're like, let's talk about that. That's pretty fucking cool. And I think that's a cool thing that Creed 3 and Michael B. Jordan attempted to do and set out to do, is make sure that the anime influence is seen on screen.
Oh, right.
So yeah, that's all I'm gonna say from the DC boy. And now I go back to retirement. Next.
I can go.
All right.
My news is, I'll call this no surprise to me. E3 has been canceled this year.
Okay, time out. Why is it no? Okay, I have reasons to believe, but I'm like, is that the obvious reason, or is that like, am I in a weird world? So
I
please
just feel like for me anyway, just like as an observer, not by any means an expert at all, but like just watching. Yeah, there was the pandemic, I get it, but even pre-pandemic, like I think we went to the last actual E3, but like as years since, like over the past like 5-6 years, it just seems like companies are like, nah, I don't want to. We're going to do our own thing. And then like this year, I think a couple of days ago, Ubisoft, they announced that they were not going to be attending, and that you've got Nintendo, Microsoft, Ubisoft, Sony, Sega, they aren't going in lieu of doing their own events. And so they couldn't garner interest. And so it's kind of, to me, it's no surprise just watching over the years of like E3 dwindling in even just people attending, like bigger companies attending, and it not just being like parts of the floor. It's like, oh, it's Squaresoft. Is this a Squaresoft floor? Like what is it? Is it just them? Like, you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, does that kind of answer, or not really?
Yeah, I felt like when I heard that Nintendo, and I believe when I heard Xbox wouldn't be there, I'm like, well, then there's nothing that like, and well, this is the thing, right? Like even Caitlin had told us like E3 that we experienced was just such a far cry from what E3 was intended to be, where it was developers meeting each other. And it was like small time developers meeting the big time distributors as publishers. And
more like a
the
networking
press
event than a marketing event. If that makes
well,
sense.
like the press got to like have inside access to talk to them, but now they have to, like, because of the rise of social media and streamers, and like it's hard to say even like to blame. You can't like, and that's the thing. You can't really blame the community, because like the community itself is the reason why games proliferate so well, but also a big reason why Rick and Morty got such a fucking bad rap, because of Szechuan sauce, because communities also can tarnish your brand too. So it's a double-edged sword in that sense. But the thing is, like, it became a kind of a carnival. It became a circus of like, let's just have the biggest, baddest, like, thing that fan services like gamers and not necessarily like for developers or for the press to like, small time games get some press because they're next to like a big booth. And so like the idea that E3 as an organization doesn't have anything to do when like PAX still exist or other conventions still exist, it's an interesting time to just observe.
I mean, going off of something that you had said, media has changed in the way that people consume it and the way that people want to get their news. And so it's like, streaming, whether it be on YouTube, Twitch, or whatever the streamers, I mean, Chris Rock doing a live show on Netflix a few weeks ago. I mean, it's like the streaming media is changing, and let's be honest, there's a financial part of this. The cost to produce and be involved in a show like that, like using the same example of like all of the booths, and these aren't just booths. These are, like you said, Tom, carnivals. These are huge things that are taking up half of the room. And if you've been to the convention center, some of those rooms are pretty big. And like, so there's a lot of money to that. And it's like, it's not that they're not spending money. They still have to produce that content that is streamed on their live shows. But yeah, I'm sure that there's a huge financial part of it. They don't have to fly out employees. They don't have to, all those kinds
Rent
of things.
the booth space. They don't have to per diems, meals.
They have to spend a few thousand to produce.
They could do
all
everything
these
they do
things.
at E3 online for a fraction of the price, directed at the audience they need it directed at.
Yeah. I mean, it's unfortunate because it is.
E3 was fucking cool.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, as you know, that was like, some people have like Comic-Con. Some people, they want their E3. Like, it's just like, it was like it was an event that you saved up for, that you would go do. And it was, yeah. I mean, so it's, yeah. Womp, womp.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah. My second part of news is just because it was announced today, and I just think it's really interesting. Neumann is a microphone brand, very well known and also very expensive, but they make some of the industry standard microphones like the U87. Announced that they are releasing an audio interface today. And I mean, it looks like a Neumann design. The price point.
What?
It's called the Neumann
MT.
MT48. It is a USB-C audio interface. I mean, essentially, like, okay, so the price point is $1,850. They are a brand name that can charge that. It was just released today, and obviously I haven't been able to play with it. I haven't been able to dig into all the. It has a touch screen. It's pretty cool. It has DSP, meaning like the effects are processed on the unit itself. Like you can add compression and EQ and those kinds of things. It has like a digital I/O. It has 2 preamps. It has 2 headphones. I mean, it is cool, but there's quality gear out. I can't say anything to it. I can't say because I haven't used it. But to me, as an audio engineer and as a voice actor, the amount of companies that now have interfaces, it's just very interesting. It's with the rise of streaming just as a medium, like what we're doing here, the rise of podcasting, the rise of, I mean, even being able to do voiceover or any sort of content creation from home. Every company, it doesn't matter if they're a microphone company, has an interface now, and it's and they're in the market now, and it's like yeah. So I mean, shout out to our friends at Focusrite. Focusrite, I think, I feel like almost everybody I know has a Focusrite. The Scarlett 2i2 is like a default that almost every voice actor I know, except for like the Apollo. But yeah, anyway, I just thought it was interesting. I was like, oh, okay.
I mean, the funny thing, like the way you mention it, I don't know, like I don't want to make too much of a meal out of it, but like again, I always kind of look at things at kind of like, what does it do? What does it impact? How does it help and how does it hurt? Right? Who is benefiting the most from it, and then who is not benefiting from it? Right? Is it taking away from another company? Is it creating more actual competition? Which technically is like the point of capitalism, right?
Yeah.
Like you're supposed to create, new product and new thing so that people can compete and have the better thing. And at the end of the day, capitalism is only truly supposed to benefit people so they have better options. And you're supposed to compete competitively for prices. So it's like, cool, this 1851, motherfucker, I made one that's 1849. I'm gonna get that one, and it does the same thing. And it's, to me, it's from what it sounds like with you, where it's like now they're part of the market, and there's an idea where it's like anyone that does anything now, they can kind of just be part of the market. And it's like, does that hurt? Because now there's too many options.
Yeah, and it's, and each one has its own thing. Each one does its own, has its special, the shiny thing about it. This one, I do think it's interesting that it has a touch screen and that it has onboard processing. That is really interesting, because what that means is that it means that the processing of your audio, whether it be EQ or even it says reverb, isn't handled by your computer, which that takes off some of the load. It's handled
basically before it goes to the computer.
Exactly. Which is cool. It is cool. For
cool
me,
AF,
I'm just,
Cool AF, as the kids say.
Yeah, it's cool AF. It looks like, if you saw it, you'd like, oh yeah, that looks like a Neumann product. Like it's like, they have like a gray tan that they use, and the way that they, anyway. But yeah, it's I don't know. It's kind of like when I see that a large name has a new podcast and it's doing well, and I'm like, well, yeah,
that makes sense to me.
Yeah, that makes sense. And Neumann, like them having an interface that costs $1850, I'm like, well, yeah, they have one of the most expensive microphones on the market. It's been known for years, decades. So I'm interested to see. I'm interested.
Hi, interested. I'm Tom.
He beat me to it.
Hey, I'm interested.
He beat me to it.
What about you, Corey? What's your news?
Knights of the Old Republic.
Cool.
Is
not getting remade.
Still in my heart and my mind. But until then, we get Scott Pilgrim versus the World anime coming to Netflix, written by the comics original creator O'Malley, and executive produced by Edgar Wright. We just got news this week that it is reuniting the entire cast from the movie. Is coming back for the anime. I was like, whoa! Every single person in the main cast is pretty much back. So I'm pretty stoked about this. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World is definitely probably in my top 10 movies made. And the cast I thought was great. I'm just excited that they're all coming back. I was reading an interview while researching this today, and Edgar Wright was talking about how he's like, we really all bonded on that. There is an email chain that goes back 10 years that is everyone involved in this movie, and it's the one I used to email them all that the anime was greenlit. And wow. I just thought that was really cool, and it just sounds like everyone's really passionate about the project.
That's really cool
to have come back 10 plus years later. I think it was 2010, so 13-14 years later. I'm stoked about it. I'm really stoked. I'm also curious to see how O'Malley writes it.
What is more impressive? That one, the whole cast came back. 2, the whole cast is still alive. Or 3, the whole cast came back and none of them are even canceled.
What's more amazing?
Yeah.
Well, it can't just be that the whole cast came back, because the other 2 is that plus another thing. So that immediately means that's not as amazing as the other 2. So I guess the canceled one, because they were all pretty
to die than it is to get canceled.
They were all pretty young. And so the odds that they would be living are higher. So yeah. That's that. I would say that one. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm glad Edgar Wright's executive producing. I think he had a great tone for the film. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think Corey, we've talked about, and Josh, you could chime in on this too if you have one.
No.
There are movies that I will wake up in a cold sweat being like, we'll never see that. And it's like the Christian Bale as Steve Jobs, directed by David Fincher.
Oh yeah.
And it ended up becoming Danny Boyle with Michael Fassbender. And you have to think,
You have a dream that's like nice, but it's actually a nightmare for you because you're like,
no, you just wake up because you'll just never
You just
have
mean
it.
like it'll never exist.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I just think, to me, one of them that's going to be added to that is a Marvel or DC comic book movie by Edgar Wright.
Edgar Wright.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm like, man, fuck.
Yeah. The Ant-Man. Anyway, back to Scott Pilgrim.
Wow.
Pretty stoked. Pretty excited.
I mean, I saw the announcement, and then I think an image came out where it was just like, where it was the lineup, and I just think that's, yeah. I mean, I can't get over the fact that it is everyone. Like just with scheduling with because a lot of them weren't as big as they are now.
Right.
And I'm like, wow, okay, wow, okay.
It's I mean, we even got fucking Jason Schwartzman, Brandon Routh is back, Chris Evans is back, like everybody.
Gideon
Yeah.
Graves.
Yeah.
Vegan Powers. Is Tom Jane coming back?
Yeah. Maybe.
Brie Larson's.
That'd be funny if Tom Jane came back for the Vegan Police.
Vegan, please.
That'd be great.
No more Vegan Powers.
wouldn't be
But
surprised.
yeah, I'm curious as to what it's going to cover. Apparently, it's supposed to be continuing the journey, so we'll see where that goes. But I'm excited. I'm excited for it. That's my news, and I'm sticking to it.
Dang. Whoa, bro. Whoa. Next part of our show is in which we answer questions from you, the people. And you can submit a whole bunch of different ways. You can go to nerdon.tv/questions and you can see all the ways. But let's just, I mean, come on. How are we going to do this? Go to the Discord, nerdon.tv/Discord. That's the best way to do it because there are channels there that you can submit your questions. And if you're a member of the Nerd On Nation, you get cool perks like behind the scenes of our episodes, of the content that we make, all sorts of cool stuff. But also, you get the Nerd On Nudge, where we will answer your questions first. So go on over to nerdon.tv/Patreon, sign up. There might be some fun stuff coming soon. I don't know. But you can ask questions like, and I'm going to go out of order because
Like what?
T-Dog asks, if you could maintain your humanity, would you infect yourself with one of the viruses from Resident Evil?
If I could maintain my humanity, would I? No. Nope.
You don't.
I mean, like the
wanna maintain?
Wesker, like the one, like how Wesker got like superpowers essentially,
I'm not.
No.
just like
I'm
super
not-
speed and super strength and all that.
I guess, yeah.
I'm not super
No,
well-versed,
I ain't risking it
so-
for a biscuit, baby.
If you could, it's saying that if you would, like, you can do it. You have 100% effect that
So
you would
it
maintain
says
humanity.
your humanity remains, right?
So does that mean like your consciousness? Like you're able to like
Sure,
like
but does your body still fail and become you're just a nice blob of virus?
Oh, I
You
see.
know,
I see.
I'm
how
not
you're
promised
reading that.
Wesker's powers. I could end up like the fucking scientist in the water in Resident Evil 5.
You
who
don't
had,
go
like,
crazy. T-Dog saying you
squid
don't go
arms.
crazy.
You don't go crazy, but your body could.
Your body goes
I'm understanding
crazy.
that I don't go crazy, but my
You drive
body
me
might go
crazy.
crazy. You know, if it's the chance of getting Wesker's power, they're like, nah, pass, dog. I don't want squid arms coming out of my back and I'm floating through the air and shit like that. Even though I'm like, does anybody want some lunch? I'm making burgers.
there's smash ones too.
I really appreciate all your help today. You know, no thanks. What about you guys?
I'm just imagining a really thoughtful question with just like Ravage Beast Corey of like, you know, I hear you. But meanwhile, there's just like
Yeah.
there's goo dripping out of your ear and whatnot.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like-
yeah.
But I hear you. I get it.
I have an answer. Do you have an answer, Josh?
Not really. What about you?
So
Tom?
no, you don't You don't, or
Just
you don't have
because
answers?
I am bad guy does not mean I am bad guy.
Yeah.
Wreck-It Ralph.
I am on the same. I don't know if I would, but I'm really on the fence because I'm like, but man, some of those powers might be a lot of fun.
I need glasses because I'm gonna. Well, actually, so if I use the power of the mold, the way that Rose Winters uses it in Resident Evil 8 DLC, then. I'm not lying. In the newest Resident Evil, at the end of it, so we played the seventh one together, and the main dude like got the mold powers, and that's why he was able to put his hand in the thing, and he put his hand back together. And in the next game, you follow that dude, and then you find out that like his offspring has like the perfected form of what the T virus was ever supposed to be, and it's his child, and she could like control shit, and she also like doesn't die.
So there's that's one guy out of. So you got like a 1 in a million chance.
But if I could do it and I don't go cray cray, that's the way.
Yeah, but you might not
That's
get that.
the new. That's what they said in the new Mandalorian episode. They said if I don't go cray cray, that's the way.
You might not
Spoilers,
get it.
dude.
That's not. You might get tentacle arms.
I mean, is it random like that? Like you
He
might,
said little
you
baby
might,
Jordan
be-
Peele.
Depends on the
Goo goo
virus,
gaga.
right? There's different viruses.
So if I could be choosing, and be like,
Corey
I want
knows
the
all
good
about
one?
those different ones because he played all those shooter games called Resident Evil 5 and 6.
I played two through 6.
I started at 4, baby, and never looked back. And then I finally played 1. I was like, oh, I understand. Yeah, that's the way I do it. I do
All right.
I be Winter's
Risking
mold
it for
baby.
a biscuit, baby.
Winter's mold baby.
Okay, all right.
And Brad in the chat says I have the right answer. So, what's up, though?
Yeah.
Actually,
Okay.
he typed wrong. He meant to say you have the wrong answer for once.
No,
Yeah, that's what he meant to say.
If you
Anyway,
had
next
if you
question.
had the virus powers, you would know. Next question.
Next question comes from Mamba. Which family member would you like to bring as a guest for the Nerd On update? Corey, we know you would auto pick your child or Dana, but much respect if you choose them anyway.
Good question.
Woof.
No, I'm not gonna pick them. I gotta be more fun than that. Let me think about it.
I'm not fucking leaving. Family member, right? That's the question.
Mm-hmm.
Family member. Oh, let me see that boy.
Stan already wants to come on and talk about the mask, I think.
The update,
liar,
though. This is a
liar.
Nerd On update.
Yeah. I'm just saying. She wants to be on. That's an easy get.
At first, I was like, "Oh man, it'd be cool to bring my cousin who's been on my streams, and he pays attention to stuff." But I kind of think it would be fun to bring on like my niece or my nephew, who are like 12 or 13, and just like, what was exciting that happened this week in nerdy news? What are you excited about? It's fun talking to kids.
I might want to bring my mom.
Shout
Just
out.
so I could always be
She's the
like,
best.
she would honestly just be the audience surrogate, and I could just be like, Mom, do you know what an E3 is? And she's like, B3, D3, whatever. And I'm just like,
What's wrong
His
with
mom
A3?
said the fucking coolest thing. She made us some dinner, Dana and I, and she was treating us like we were like she was so sweet. Like she's like, "Do you need
Sit
anything?
down,
What can
don't
I get
touch
you? Sit down.
anything."
I got it. Don't worry about it." And Dana goes, "Wow, I feel like I'm getting the 5-star treatment." And she goes, 100-star treatment. And I was like,
honey, 100-star. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
fine. I was like,
It was dope. She was cool.
And then Corey sees my eyes rolling in the back of my head a million times.
Yeah. I think my dad, like, maybe after like a snow cave, like he could just
Oh
tell
no,
us
I
how
was gonna say he could talk a lot about. I mean, did he play Back for Blood, or did he only?
Yeah, he played
stick
Back
to-
for Blood
Okay.
and Left 4 Dead. He played Back for Blood with us.
Nice.
But yeah, I think we'd have a lot to talk about. You know,
Okay, for sure.
I think that's what I'd want to have on.
Nice. Next
You
question.
know what we could do? We should
We
do
could
like
do
a,
all those things.
a
We
guest on update, and then like so everyone has to bring their like +1 guests,
Mhm.
and then we do like 2 of them, and then the week after that
So we all
just
bring
don't
our
go.
+1 guests onto and then the 3 of us just sign off.
No,
And then
that's
see
not a
what
week later. We
happens.
gotta get them all used to it, and then we like leave, and it's like be
And then we
friends
just go,
now.
I go, and you're live, and then all of our cameras stop. And Josh, you can still be running it, but they don't know we're here.
And then we say, now you know what it feels like.
Yeah.
This sounds like
And then we all
gold.
sign back on. It should all be our, and that's what we do. That's what
When
that's
you
what
ask
Nerd On
me,
is.
what is it that I do?
Yeah. Now you know.
That.
Good question. Good question. All right. Next question.
Next question comes from Spencer.
T-Dog, that's what I want.
Yeah, that's what I want now. You can make any podcast successful. 10 million downloads a week. Damn! Other than you or your co-host shows. What show do you pick and why do you pick it?
Can make any podcast successful. Bird Brain Pod.
Oh. You
Just a good ass guy. I think his view on self-awareness is great.
Yeah.
And I think very healthy. And I think people need to have that discussion more.
Yeah.
Josh, you?
He took my answer. I need to think about it.
You could have the same answer, man. But yeah. So
mean,
everyone knows. So everyone knows that's the same answer. Josh can probably think of something else for
Yeah,
fun.
Bird
but
Brain, Isaiah over
that's
at
not my
Bird
answer.
Brain. If you
No,
get a
but
chance to listen to his
Josh.
show, just to interact with him, he's just a good ass dude. He's just nice to talk to. He's a cool guy.
Mine is the only fucking podcast that matters and talked about Dragon Ball Z. Fucking Need to Nerd. That's yours, Spencer.
yeah.
Motherfucker. Had me on as a guest, baby. Talk about some Dragon Ball Z. Fuck yeah, motherfucker. You deserve every 10 million every day. I mean, what could be said? What else could be said?
He also
Talking about some
runs a
nerdy
lot
shit?
of like solid magic content.
Nah.
No, fuck.
I need to
Never
Dragon
mind
Ball
that.
Z.
Don't listen to me.
Getting the guy to get the nerd shit. Our only competitor with nerd shit. Thank you. Welcome to the Josh Show. My name is Josh, and I blew myself. I said,
Turn
welcome to
off
the
my
Josh Show.
camera now. Oh, okay, cool.
I said, welcome to the Josh Show. I have blew myself.
Well, you have the next questions, Tom.
I have the next questions. All right, baby, let's do it. So, one time for the squad. Bad Reprint asks, question: Mother's Day is coming up. Which fictional mom is the hottest, and how much of a chance does Tom have with her on a scale from 1 to 10?
So, I mean, Tom has a shirt with a fictional mom on it.
I was gonna say that might be my answer, and I think he has a chance. He might just
Lorraine
have a chance.
Baines?
Yeah, I think he might
Lorraine
have a
Baines?
chance.
I don't know. She could be racist. That was the 50s.
You're right.
She's like, look at these engines. I'm like, bro, I'm Asian. That's the wrong one. She do something for me. She do something for me. Oh man. Yeah, I was just thinking about like OG babes from like yesteryear that we loved as kids.
Yeah.
And it made me forget about fucking big drama. Big dramas. Fucking your boy, Austin St. John, right now.
Yeah.
And
Red Ranger?
and A to the double J not being in the Netflix movie. And it's riling a lot of people up. But anyways, because I was thinking about
No, I know people like pushed her on the internet, like bullied her, and she was like, it's not about, because they're like, oh, she wants too much money, and she's like, maybe it wasn't about pay, maybe it was that I don't want to keep doing the same thing after 30 years. Maybe I'm directing things. Maybe there's other stuff I want to do. Like maybe it's none of your fucking business why I didn't do it. I'm so happy for them that they're doing it, and I've showed nothing but support. So maybe shut your fucking mouth. And I was like,
Damn.
I'm still
Also,
in love with
and
you.
it's like,
I'm still in love with
she
you.
was in the reboot that no one watched.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
Is Diane Lane available? Mom, but from where? Where is she, mommy? Are you talking about from Martha?
I think Linda Cardellini is a hot mom
From
Avengers.
Endgame.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Aunt May.
Marissa Tomei.
Oh.
I'm trying to think. Let's.
I
you
can't
know what?
answer this question, right? Because I have to scale
Which
them to
fictional mom is the hottest? That's not what I was thinking of. I was thinking of which does Tom have a chance with, and it's definitely Ash's mom, because
she's stuck with the Mr. Mime and she has no one else.
no, I just think I don't know. I think you guys would hit it off.
But
She's
what
sweet.
about OG Aunt May? There is a hero in all of us.
I
I
think she
think I
would
got a
look at you
chance.
and go, "Oh, honey."
Yeah,
I would look
no,
at her and be like, "You should
got
have
no
got
chance,
that
man.
Academy nom, baby."
got no chance with old Aunt May.
What are you
Even the
talking
chat
about?
says it. Even the chat says it. Tom can never land old Aunt May.
No, she was like, oh, I never. And I was like, I'll give you the toaster that Joel McHale did not want to give you in Spider-Man 2.
Oh, also she's an aunt, not a mom. That's fair.
She's a mom. Peter Parker had a dad. His name was Ben Parker. That means his mom was Aunt May. Hot moms. Dommy mommies.
Tommy, mommy's Jesus.
Oh, Alice Norn. Mother of Machines. I don't have a chance with her at all. She would kill me.
I don't have a chance. No.
Sarah Connor. I don't have a chance with her. She's like, you're not John. I was like, I'm not your son. Of course not. She's like, then I don't care. And then she'd just shoot me. Who else? Momage life. Ooh, Dexter's mom. She got booty for days. No, she think I was like, go play with Dexter. I'm like, all right.
Next question.
Okay. Next question.
Yeah.
Zell Namor asks, question: if you could have your own personal mech, anime, movie, wherever, what would you want? I'm getting lost on the second part. Personal mech or anime? It says personal mech, comma, anime, movie, wherever. What would you want? So it's like, is it my own personal mech like an anime movie, or like
It can come from any.
yeah, oh yeah,
Any anime movie or wherever.
Where would you want? Yeah,
Like
yeah,
you
gotcha.
could use Del Toro's
Pacific Rim or
Rim.
Voltron or
any mech. I mean, look, I have been open on this show about how much I'm not into.
how he fucking hates mechs and he wishes he
Fucking
could.
hate mechs. I fucking hate
He doesn't
them,
even.
bro.
He doesn't even
Probably
play
have
vehicles in
receipts.
Magic.
We probably have receipts.
I don't play vehicles in Magic. I don't.
He doesn't even
It's
play
true.
Voltron.
But if I had to pick one, and I think I've said this before, it's definitely the OG Power Rangers Megazord. OG with the sword and but like either regular or when it would like team up with the Dragon Zord and they would like fucking meld. That's my choice. That's my choice.
Become a Phyrexian Dragon Engine.
Yeah.
Personal mech.
Is there a name for when it did that?
No.
No. Mega Dragon Zord. That's my one, baby.
I mean, if I could have a personal mech, is it like I have to be in it, or can I just be friends with it?
You guys know what I'm talking about? Throw up that graphic, Tom. I know you got that graphic for the Mega
I'm not
Dragon.
hosting it.
Oh, that's right.
Don't that graphic, Tom. The fuck?
Josh, you missed
Excuse
it.
me.
There was a week where I just kept throwing graphics at Tom. He's like,
Oh, a blade like, oh my goodness. Zoids speak to my heart so much. a Berserk Fury, a Geno Breaker, a Lightning Sykes. Because I was gonna say, like, can't I just have an Optimus? Because at the end of the day, this motherfucker will kill an
He's
entire
not
planet.
a mech.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, is he a
He's
mech?
a sentient. No, like a mech.
Oh, okay. I own the
You
mech
gotta
and I
be
can
like,
pilot. I have to
and,
pilot the
yeah.
mech. I have to pilot the mech. Okay. Then it's I might die. But I mean, it's Barbatos Lupine Rex from fucking Blood Iron Orphans or Iron Blooded Orphans from Gundam. It was first just the Barbatos. If you don't know what Barbatos means, it means Demon King. And then it becomes
Barbados?
Barbatos Rex.
Captain
and then-
Barbados.
I feel like Barbados is with a D versus Barbatos.
Oh.
And then it becomes Barbatos Rex, so Demon King. And then after that, or it's Winged Demon, and then Winged Demon Rex, and then Winged Demon Lupine Rex. So it's Winged Demon Wolf King. And I'm like, this is the most badass motherfucker in the world. I mean, Master Gundam is pretty baller, Mamba. Master Gundam is pretty baller. Josh, did you pick one already?
No. I mean, I'm just really, in terms of all the mechs that aren't Power Rangers, because Power Rangers are dope. I really loved Pacific Rim. There's just that whole
Jaegers.
Yeah, the Jaegers. It's just that whole consciousness drift.
Drive a
thing that-
Jaeger while drinking Jaeger. Don't drink in mech.
No,
Josh.
and I'd also have to have a solo one, so it might break my mind, but it's fine.
I mean,
It's fine.
but this is the question now: who would be your co-pilot? Because with Jaegers, you can't single pilot.
Well, there are single
Luna.
Are there?
Yeah,
What the
they're
fuck?
much smaller.
Oh, what the fuck?
But I
Brandon,
answered
was that
it.
in the
I
anime?
answered it right
No,
though.
you answered. Yeah, that was in the anime.
Oh shit. Okay. 2 more questions.
Time is it? Yeah, 2 more questions. Why not?
Okay. Next question, Thomas Silario from last week. No, I don't know. This might be the last question. It's a deep question. What's the meaning of life?
Oh shit. End the stream. End the stream.
To do as good as you can. And
The
do
meaning of life. I mean, it's really
good. Life
shitty.
is what you make it.
It's really shitty. It's to find your meaning.
Yeah, I dig that.
Yeah.
It's like really like hand wavy, but it's like yeah, 42. Shout out. But it's just like, you know, like what matters to you, and then make that, you know,
What
something
matters.
that you care about, and hopefully it's something that like improves the world around you. I mean, to me, I would honestly say like the meaning is like to make the world a better place, you know, from when you came from it. But you're one person and a lot of people are making it bad. So so find your meaning of just like, you know, what matters to you. Is it to like fulfill your life full of joys or family or friends or community or selfless acts, or, you know, to create space for other people, to create works for other people and generations, or whatever the fuck it is. I like that, Mamba. You are the meaning of life, because without you, there isn't the purpose of life.
Yeah.
He means me. He's talking to me.
No, it was
No,
very
you didn't
specific.
take
He's pointing-
you didn't take the virus.
He's pointing
talking
at me. He
about-
says, "You're the meaning of life."
No,
'Cause without me,
you don't
life is
survive.
pointless.
I read the subtext. I got it.
Thank you, Josh.
I mean, it's a little mixture of those. I mean, it's just, I think the meaning of life is to just live it and don't ask question. No, I'm just kidding. Just to live it and to leave it better than you found it. I mean,
Yeah, to
just
watch the Lord of the Rings extended editions as much and as often as you can.
Yeah, be a good person. Like, just leave it better than you found it. I think. Stop searching for the meaning. I don't know. Just live your life.
Live it.
Live it.
Life is the meaning of life is to live it.
Live it.
I do think. I think a lot of my earlier life, I was worried about figuring out what I wanted to do and missed out on just being present.
Yeah.
So
I have the amount of worrying about the future or worrying about the past or whatever I did. It's like, no, just be here now.
Yeah.
Live it.
Living on the edge of tomorrow. Last question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
T-Dog, what video game mom could Corey land?
Ash's mom.
Who doesn't have a room nor a toilet.
Yeah, right.
Video game mom.
That's tougher.
Corey could land. Video game
Birdo.
mommy.
I'm just kidding.
A red onion from Pikmin,
Okay.
because they make a
Genova.
lot of Pikmin.
I'll say, what about just because I
No.
would give in? Shelob from Shadow of War.
I don't think you could land her.
Thanks, Tom.
I think she could land you.
Yeah, right. I don't know. I don't know too many video game moms.
All the moms from Knights of the Old Republic.
There aren't any. I mean, there's like the side characters, I guess.
What about the beach from Death Stranding?
We didn't play Death Stranding.
She is the beach, but she's also like a mega death, but she's also like the president, and she's also like your mom.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? you ever have that feeling?
Yeah.
Maybe
Moxie from Borderlands.
Corey could land
Genova from Final Fantasy VII.
Kangaskhan.
oh, the Pokemon. Oh, I mean, Corey could land a Ditto every day of the week.
Every day, baby.
Every day of the week. Corey could
No
land
doubt. No doubt.
I don't know if Corey could land a Jinx. Could Corey land a... What other female-only Pokemon?
Rosalina from Super Mario Sunshine.
Let me look. Hold on. I gotta look this up. I know this is the last question. I'm gonna look up video game mommies.
Moxie.
Video
Borderlands.
game moms. Oh, we got Sonya from Mortal Kombat. She's a mom now.
I couldn't land Sonya. She scares me.
We got your mom from Pokemon, which I love. Freya from God of War. We got Mama from Cooking Mama. Corey could land her. Corey could land her for
Thanks,
sure.
Tom. Thank you.
Yeah, she's wholesome as shit. Yennefer will kill you.
That's right. That's right.
Toriel from Undertale. You know what? She's pretty good, mama. But she got it. She got a man, and that's a big boy. He's like the king. He's like the king. Camilla Bays from State of Decay too.
Oh yeah, Camila Baez. That's who Dana voiced.
Mm.
Not a mom technically, but she is technically, I guess. You never see her, so she could be.
The Matrix.
Yeah.
Is there any moms in the Matrix?
The mom tricks?
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think so.
How about the Queen from Alien Isolation?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I could land that. No, she could land me, right? Is that how we?
She's gonna try to lay you.
So
I think that's it. I think we ran out that question.
Yep.
That's the show, everybody. Thanks.
We landed on Moxie from Borderlands, is what I heard. So great. Sounds good. Thanks for the boost of confidence, guys.
Corey,
love you.
you needed it.
Thanks.
Who are we rating?
Oh,
Tom?
you're right. Let me see. Let me take a look right now. Right now.
Is Brad streaming?
Brad ended early. I don't know if Brad's gonna come
Brad,
back.
you get
to
back
stream.
on?
Are you gonna have another date with her, the president's daughter? Man, she was such a babe. What happened to her? You know what I'm talking about? Wilfred L.
Ghoulie Girl would be a good one. Let me see this. Hold on.
Ghoulie Girl.
Well, I will
Resident Evil.
while you're doing that, I'll do the little the out.
You got 10 seconds.
You got 10 seconds. Everybody, check out our website, nerdon.tv. Check out our YouTube, nerdon.tv/YouTube. Hang out with us on Twitch. But that's it. You know the drill. As always,
Nerd on!
Nerd on.